Okay, so today we're going on a little historical treasure hunt.
Ooh, I like treasure hunts.
Yeah, right?
Let's do it.
We're diving deep into this 17th or 18th century amulet. It's from Iran,
Wow.
and it's part of the Hermitage collection, which is just incredible to think about. This tiny object has traveled through so much time and history. But here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
There's no inscription telling us exactly what it is or why it was made.
Sounds like a challenge.
It definitely is, but that's what makes it so much fun.
Yeah.
You know? It's like we're historical detectives.
I like that.
Yeah. So let's start with what we can see. Imagine holding this amulet in your hand.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah. It's small enough to fit in your palm.
Okay.
And the first thing you notice is this outer circle. It's filled with zodiac signs. Pretty classic imagery, right?
Definitely. You see those a lot across different cultures and time periods.
Exactly. But for art historians, these zodiac signs are actually a really big clue.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, they believe it points to an Iranian origin. There's actually a 14th century Iranian amulet with very similar symbols.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So we've got this possible connection to Iran. But then things get even more interesting. Because right inside that zodiac circle, we find a magic square.
Okay, now I have to admit, I don't know much about magic squares.
Sure, so a magic square is basically a grid of numbers.
Yeah.
And the cool part is that every row, every column, and both diagonals add up to the same number.
Wait, really? Every single one?
Every single one.
That's wild.
Right. In this case, the magic number is 34.
34. Huh. Any idea why that number?
You know, that's a million-dollar question. We don't know for sure, but these little historical breadcrumbs are what make this so exciting. Like, why 34? What was the significance? And the fact that we see magic squares popping up across different cultures around this time tells us there was this huge fascination with numerology.
Makes sense. People have always been drawn to the idea that numbers hold some kind of deeper meaning.
Totally. Okay, so we got the zodiac signs, we've got the magic square, but wait, there's more? If we move towards the center of the amulet, we hit another layer.
Another layer. This thing is packed.
It really is. So in the inner circle, there's an inscription. It's an Arabic prayer.
A prayer. What does it say?
It's basically a plea for protection from evil spirits. A pretty universal desire, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. You see that theme throughout history and across cultures. People wanting to feel safe and protected.
Exactly. Okay, so we're getting closer to the heart of the amulet now. And at the very center, there's this incredibly complex symbol. This one was tough to crack, but art historians were able to trace it back to writings from the Ottoman Empire.
The Ottoman Empire. So now we're talking about a whole different region.
Exactly. And you know what the symbol means? Glance directed at Allah.
Wow. That's pretty powerful.
I know, right? Like this deep spiritual focus. But as if all that wasn't enough, the creators decided to throw in yet another magic square.
Really? Another one?
Yep. And this one is right inside that central symbol. And at its center is the Arabic word Ali.
Ali. I'm guessing that's significant too.
It is. So in Arabic, each letter has a numerical value. And the letters in Ali add up to 110. Again, with the specific numbers right.
It's like they were obsessed with encoding everything.
Seriously. Okay, so we've explored one side of the amulet. Are you ready for the flip side?
Let's do it.
All right, so on the other side, it's just a detail. We've got another Arabic prayer carefully engraved around the edge. But then, bam, right in the center, there's this super intricate magic square. And this time, it's got numbers and letters from the Arabic alphabet all mixed together.
Okay, that sounds even more complex than the first one.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah.
But stick with me here. Because if we look at the numerical sequence within this square, something really cool happens. So the number 318 is at the center. And then as you move outwards towards the bottom, right, the numbers increase one by one. So they go 318, then 319, then 320, and so on.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing a pattern here.
Right. It's like a hidden numerical pathway. Now get this. When you translate those numbers, 318, 319, and the rest into their corresponding Arabic letters, they spell out the word pilg.
Pilg. What does that even... Wait a minute. Pilg? Short for pilgrim.
Bingo.
Whoa. No way.
I know. It's amazing, right? And it gets even cooler. Because the letters used in this magic square are what's known as sun letters in Arabic.
Some letters. I've never heard of that.
They're basically a special group of consonants that affect how you pronounce the word vu in Arabic. So they've got this extra linguistic and possibly symbolic layer that ties right back into that whole pilgrimage theme.
This is blowing my mind.
I know. It's pretty incredible. So basically, all the evidence points to this amulet being a protective charm for a pilgrim going to Mecca.
That makes sense. And since Mecca was part of the Ottoman Empire back then, it explains why we see this mix of Iranian and Ottoman influences.
Exactly. It's this beautiful example of cultural exchange and how ideas and symbols can travel and blend together.
You know what I find so fascinating about this whole thing? It's the people who made it. Like, they were clearly brilliant to come up with all these layers of meaning and these complex systems. It makes you wonder if these artisans were alive today, they'd probably be the ones coding the latest apps or designing cutting-edge algorithms.
Right, they'd be our programmers and computer scientists. It's mind-blowing to think about.
It really is. And it makes you realize how much more there might be to discover. How many other historical objects are out there just waiting to be decoded? What other secrets are hidden in plain sight?
It's a really good question, and one that should keep us all curious and keep us exploring and keep us asking those questions long after our deep dive ends.